And the first thing you notice, Arnie, is of course Wooden's a southpaw, which presents special problems for Martin Foster. And Wooden trying to pick him apart from the outside with the jab early on. Martin Foster, longtime trial horse in the heavyweight division. Doesn't always come in the best of shape, but he's a willing participant. He will get in there and mix it up with anybody.
You got that right. We got a minute going by here in round number 2. Wooden's got, you know, you got to wonder a little bit about that swelling, though. Is that going to make him a little more cautious than you would normally have a situation?
That is a proverbial angry mouse under his left eye that we're told he suffered in sparring.
He came into the Chris Bird fight. I saw that on USA Network. Came in with a similar situation in that fight. As we're about halfway gone here in round number 2, we're scheduled for 8. That's Jeff Wooden, of course. He's in the blue shorts with the white stripe. Martin Foster, the black shorts with the white stripe. No knockdowns thus far in the fight, although the body attack of Wooden really starting to take effect right now on Foster, whose mouth is hanging wide open.
Well, he's got an ample target, Jeff does, to find on Martin. Now, I did not see the Chris Bird fight. I know Chris Bird is not much of a puncher, but he's a fairly good boxer. And Jeff told me that he just thought he got a little bit out-slicked in that fight. He got out-punched, and it was a real learning experience, and perhaps something he needed.
He told me also he didn't use his left hand enough. He tried to, you know, fight him a little bit too much from the outside. Wasn't quite as busy. Went into the guy's backyard, though, and lost the decision by 2 points.
Well, Martin Foster taking it now to Jeff Wooden, backing him up in the corner.
And I think Woody's got to be a little concerned about Foster's head. That was what the controversy was in his fight with Obed Sullivan. He was losing by 5 points on the scorecards, and they got into a headbutting contest. And they actually pushed Obed down. Referee Gwen Adair started to count over Obed. Obed like made a motion like, what's going on here? And she thought he didn't want to fight anymore, stopped the fight, and they had to go to the California State Athletic Commission, protested to get it turned around and become a no contest. As we come to the close of round number 2, here at Heavyweight Explosion, we're scheduled for 8. Not a bad round for Martin Foster. He started to open up a little bit there on Jeff Wooden. He seemed a little bit cautious. Again, I got to wonder a little bit about that eye, John.
That could be having some kind of a psychological effect on him. He got back to the ropes, which really Wooden doesn't want to be on. He wants to be out in the middle of the ring using his jab and setting up his power punches.
Take a look at action, though, and these body shots have to be taken a lot, though, out of Martin Foster.
Right to the belly.
Wooden, though, giving up 40 pounds today to Martin Foster. Foster coming in at a big 254 pounds. Wooden coming in for him a trim 215. Wooden, again, as we mentioned, came in today at 11-1. That only lost to Chris Bird, former Olympian. Foster, a 500 fighter at 11-11. Round number 3. This is scheduled for 8. Coming to you from the Trump Taj Mahal. I'm Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal along with John Saraceno. Hope you've enjoyed our show thus far today. Referee Earl Brown looking for the fighters to punch out. I got to tell you, Foster breathing very heavily through his mouth right now. He had a very good second round, but that might be all he had.
You'd be breathing.
Wooden really starting to go to the body now.
You'd be breathing heavily too if you're carrying around that extra luggage.
And a good uppercut there by Wooden, really starting to work the body. Wooden has a very good body attack.
And one thing he wants to try to do more is to double up on that jab. That's what he's been working on in the gym.
Foster really starting to throw wide punches from the outside right now. Not what you want to do against a heavy hitter like Wooden either. Oh, they see that's a typical Foster tactic.
That's a dirty trick.
Minute gone by in round number 3. That's Wooden. He's in the blue shorts with the white stripe. Martin Foster. Referee says, come on, guys, you got to fight. And both guys taking a bit of a breather in there. Wooden showing good lateral motion today, and his jab looking a lot sharper than it's looked in his past fights. Of course, in case you haven't noticed, Wooden's a southpaw. That's got to perplex Foster just a little bit too. Wooden moving him back in the corner, trying to get a good body attack started again. Wooden had a very good body attack. He fought a war back here in December with Sherman Griffin. Pulled out a very close 8-round decision, coming on real strong at the end, really worked Griffin's body.
Wooden kind of pawing with that jab, not really snapping it out there authoritatively, trying to measure Martin Foster. And with certain kind of opponents, you might be able to get away with that, Arnie, but as he steps up in class, he's going to have to continue to work on that jab.
Wooden also very anxious to get back into the ring again after the Chris Byrd loss. He wasn't one of these fighters that, gee, I have a loss, I'm going to take 6 months off and reevaluate. He told me he couldn't wait to get back in the ring. His trainers couldn't wait to, you know, let's look at the tapes, let's see what we can do. He's got Andrew Baker out of Fort Bragg, of course, the famous amateur coach, Al Smith, working with him. And just, you know, as we talked about earlier, it's always interesting to see how an undefeated fighter comes back after his first loss. And Wooden could have easily, from the looks of that eye that he got in sparring, he could have easily said, yeah, you know what?
Sure.
I don't need this today.
Uh-huh.
As we come to the 10-second mark in round number 3, here on Heavyweight Explosion. This is a scheduled 8-rounder.
Martin Foster trying to shake off some of those body blows by shaking his head as if to say, you're not hurting me, but he's been getting hit downstairs an awful lot, and you know that's going to take its toll, Arnie. And there you can see that swelling along underneath the left eye of Jeff Wooden.
And with all due respect to Martin Foster, he didn't cause it. That's what that eye looked. I was wondering why Wooden was walking around in sunglasses for the 2 days he's been here. Now we know why.
He came into Atlantic City with that black eye.
He's telling Foster about lateral movement. I don't think he has any. I've seen him fight before. He's never had any. Round number 4, scheduled for 8. That's Jeff Wooden. He's in the blue shorts with the white stripe. Martin Foster, he's in the black shorts with the white stripe. No knockdowns thus far in the fight. Foster had a pretty decent second round. Other than that, it's been all Wooden who's really been working the body big time in the 3rd round.
You see the pace is really slowed here. And Wooden can't get lulled into a sense of, you know, again, doing as little as his opponent is doing.
Oh, Wooden got Foster very slow right now.
Counter
throwing
left
away
hand
from the outside. And you don't want to give Wooden a chance to counterpunch like that.
He almost ran right into it. Flush.
Foster trying to sucker him into the corner, perhaps to get into another headbutting contest like he had with Obed Sullivan. Minute gone by here in round number 4. Martin Foster, oh, did you see the grimace on his face from that body shot?
I was just about to say, Artie, if I were Wooden, I think I would just continue to go downstairs, and then when Foster has to drop his hands, that's when I would go up top.
Foster was complaining, though, as if it was a low blow, and it wasn't a low blow. That was right into his belly.
You can hear the thwack.
And he suckered Earl Brown into it. He gave a slight warning to Wooden. It was definitely above the belt. Woody keeps going down there. As we're halfway gone in round number 4, this is scheduled for 8. Foster, there's no way he's going to make 8 because he's puffing real hard right now, and those body shots are taking all the air out of him. Nice body shot of his own, though, lands a right into Wooden's side.
He decided he had enough of that. Here, you take one.
Wooden starting to use the jab again. Hasn't used it much in this round, although he used it very effectively in round number 3. Oh, and a good left-right combination. Rocks Foster. Foster left himself wide open. He left his hands hanging.
He's hurt, Arnie.
And that's it. What are we going to get, a standing 8 count here?
Well, the mouthpiece almost came flying out as Foster's trying to tuck it back in his mouth. There you can see it flopping around. He's having a difficult time there, not getting much help from the referee. You see a little spot of blood there, probably coming from his mouth, and he's called the fight.
Well, a very good stoppage there. And Jeff Wooden improves to 12-1, goes to 9 knockouts, and definitely has his career back on track and shows that he can come back. Another great show here on Heavyweight Explosion. We saw Obed Sullivan dismiss Olean Alexander. Jorge Valdez, a very impressive 10-round decision win over Herman Delgado. And, of course, Rock Rahman looking terrific. I'm Arnie Rosenthal on Heavyweight Explosion for John Saraceno. Good night, Kerry.